Our special guest today is Mr. Mushtaq Chhapra. He is the founder, president, and chairman of the Citizens Foundation, which is the largest non-profit educational organization in Pakistan and which has built more than 1,000 schools. We are going to talk to him today about how this movement began in Pakistan, how he came up with this idea, and what role does education plays in the growth and development of Pakistan and South Asia in general. Mr. Chhapra, welcome to our studio.
Thank you, sir, for having me over.
Sure, you are welcome.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much for your time. I know you have a very busy schedule, so we will just grab some time from you. So my first question is that this is an absolutely phenomenal movement you have created in Pakistan, more than 1,000 schools and dedicated to education. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, almost 20 years ago, situation with the children in the South Asian region is the same.
Sure.
You see children roaming around in the villages, in the slums of cities, without any direction. Our heart went out, when we see children selling flowers, selling newspapers. It's not their job. They have to be in school.
Sure.
So we, I have five friends from the business environment, and we said, look here, we have been very successful in business. Let's do something which can change the lives of 3, 4, 500,000 people. And we started talking about health, about family planning, about women empowerment, the usual
Sure.
problems in a third world. And then obviously we zeroed in on education, because education is one thing which can change lives, which can change the paradigm of a thinking of a person. If you take any take health, 50% of health problems come from hygiene.
Sure.
If a child, if a woman or a person is educated, he'll be clean. So you take care of health problems. You take intolerance. You take family planning. Everything. If you go to the root cause of any problem, education is there. So we said, let's pick up education and bring back the quality, which has escaped from successful. Which in Pakistan the governments have been fiddling around with the curriculum, with the way of educating children. Anyway, so that was the birth of the Citizen Foundation. When these 5 friends, we all thought that we will go and build purpose-built schools in the villages and slums of Pakistan. And we said, from the word go, we said we'll build 1,000 schools. It wasn't a small thing. People called us mad. They said that you're crazy. And we said, of course we are crazy. If we weren't crazy, you think we would be doing this?
Sure.
We'd be going and making money.
Sure.
So we said, yes, we do something purposeful. We build schools, we prepare the proper curriculum, and we have training programs. And
So if you can tell us a little bit about the school, like what grades and how, what...
so
what
we
is it?
started off, sir, with obviously primary schools in South Asia.
Sure.
Primary schools is
From
starting
one-
from
yeah.
kindergarten
To
and
fifth.
goes up to the 5th grade.
Fifth grade.
Okay, so we said that we'll build primary schools and we'll select the poorest of the poor localities of Pakistan. So we started with 5 schools in 1995 and built them in Karachi, around Karachi, in the slums of Karachi. So and then we said that what we will do is that we'll have a gender balance. We want girls and boys together. So for Pakistan, this is a very unique
Sure.
sort of a situation.
Sure.
Today we have got 50% boys and girls in
Excellent.
all the schools, in the most remote location, in most orthodox location. But we insist on that. The success is, Mr. Saab, that we have only female faculty, only women teachers. No men are inside the schools, because the community or the mothers of the children are a little uncomfortable and there are men teachers. So we said, like, we'll have female teachers. So every school we have the principal, the teachers, the trainers, everybody is from the...
And all the schools are primary schools, like 1 to 5.
So initially what we did was that when 5 years went by, many schools opened. then the family and the children got a little uncomfortable. What will happen after the 5th grade?
Sure.
So what we did was, for every 3 primary schools, we put a big secondary, 2-unit secondary school. So now most of our schools are right up to metric in SSC,
Which is high school.
which is high school
Okay.
in Pakistan. That means that after the high school, they can go to junior college. So now, Alhamdulillah, everywhere we go, we find this red, our sign is, our buildings are red colored.
Okay.
So we call the red colored Citizen Foundation red colored buildings.
Excellent.
But the quality coming out of the school is phenomenal. And our children, when they appear for the board exams, they're getting excellent results.
So now let us talk a little about how you have managed to do this, how you have funded all these initiatives.
Okay, you see, the funding is largely from Pakistanis living in Pakistan and the Pakistani diaspora
Outside.
overseas. So first we started off, but we said that this problem is a Pakistani problem and we should find a solution within Pakistan, because we can't just go on talking to the world, the donor agencies, and begging for money. We said first we should invoke the generosity of the Pakistan. So today it's a very big, because these 1,000 schools have got more than 165,000 children. The budget is almost 30 million US dollars, 300 crore Pakistani rupees. Half of it is collected in Pakistan, from Pakistan. The other half comes from overseas Pakistan. So we've got chapters in USA, in Canada, in UK, in UAE, in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, in Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait, Bahrain, and Hong Kong, and Singapore. But the beauty is that USA is our largest for overseas segment of the market.
You also have a chapter in Boston too.
We have got a chapter in Boston. In fact, they're having
on May 7th, right?
On the May 7th.
Right.
They've got a gala and they've got a very big attendance, hopefully, to come and support this cause. Their entertainment also. And my colleague from Pakistan is also coming. He'll be the keynote speaker.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we've got 26 cities of USA which are support groups like Boston. And everywhere there's a annual sort of event taking place. And then, they collect money during Ramzan and during other festival events. A large number of non-Pakistanis also supporting this cause.
Yeah. Anybody will support that, yeah.
The other important fact I would like to stress here is that this is such a beautiful sort of a franchise. I call it a franchise because it's a total system. The software is that right from the curriculum to the school building to the training to the teacher lesson plans and also the governance, they all documented. And I go to a lot of conferences, I go to and meet a lot of my colleagues from India, from Bangladesh, from Nepal, and we have a beautiful relationship. We exchange our experiences, we exchange what is the problems we are facing, how the solutions we have come across, and we share these experiences and we open out. That is the beauty, because a child, the problem is everywhere, the same problem. India is the same problem, Bangladesh same, the children. So we feel that when we share these experiences, we are going to have a better region. South Asia is going to be a better place for the children and for the future of the children.
So is there any support from the government? Any
Not too much.
Not too much.
The government itself is involved in their own schooling system, and we get some lands from the government, and but generally there's no financial help coming from the government.
What about, like, if you started this movement 20 years ago, at the same time also you had in South Asia, in Afghanistan, Taliban and all this stuff. So was there any any conflict or any opposition?
I personally feel that education is the only answer anywhere to counter the terrorism, counter the Taliban effect. Because today what is happening is these innocent children are taken away by and they're brainwashed into doing something which they don't totally realize how harmful it is. Once a child is educated, he can make a decision. It is then his choice. He would do something constructive. So I tell not only South Asia but the world, I've talked in many international forums, that if you want terrorism to eliminate it from Afghanistan, Pakistan, or wherever else, you have to support education in these places. So coming back to this, that whether we have been stopped or whether we have been, they created hurdle. No. Alhamdulillah, the reason being that whenever we go to a certain locality, a poor slum or a village, what we do is we bring the village elders and make them sit down with us. And we make them important and we make them make decisions so that they feel that this is their own. So they will not let anybody harm the buildings. They don't want to destroy or burn down the... So like I said, in the most orthodox areas, because the community is working with us and we are sort of part of their...
So now let me ask you one thing. 20 years ago, so I'm sure that some of those kids must have now become adults and working. Have you tracked down anything with them, that what they're doing and how they have progressed?
We have a total database of all the children who have graduated from us. Like they do their high schools from our organization, and then we have a natural linkage with them. We help them get into colleges. We provide them assistance in terms of good books. We also provide them assistance because the colleges are quite far from the village or from there. So we provide them stipend for the transportation to the college. And in turn, they are always linked with us. So 12,500 children have graduated from our system and gone into various colleges. And now they have... So may have got a whole lot of success stories. If you visit our website, you will find that some become doctors, some become engineers, some have become computer scientists, some have become business school. And I'll just give you example, one or two children. One child has gone into Coca-Cola. He's an assistant sales manager in Sindh.
So now actually I went to your website and I saw there a posting about Coca-Cola doing some groundbreaking for a school. So how that happened then?
You see, our financial model is very simple, but very inclusive, I would say. We go to the corporate companies. And every company now has got a CSR, corporate social responsibility budget. So we say that, look here, if you are supporting, if you've got a market in Pakistan, so now you link up with respectable non-profits, NGOs, so that your name comes with, who drinks Coca-Cola, the youth and the younger generation. So when they spend money on school and education, Coca-Cola gets also mileage out of it, and Coca-Cola gets respect out of it, that they are supporting good causes in Pakistan. So we've got a whole lot of partners.
So that did happen with this alumni or?
No,
I'm just kidding.
This happened in our own activity in the resource mobilization department. But the alumni got a job in Coca-Cola. He had an option to join IBM Pakistan, or he had an option to go to another corporation, but he opted for Coca-Cola. Then there is one other boy who graduated from a business school. He is working with the World Bank as a consultant. He is working on the scenario where the Bangladesh education, he is writing a report for the World Bank. He is a consultant. So these are things which are changing Pakistan, which are very forceful elements of a progressive country. I'll just give you one example. Education. You see, you cannot see that, in health, you give medicine to somebody, you can see in weeks or months some change coming about. But education is a long process. The gestation comes 10, 20 years, takes, for a person to develop into. But it's such a lasting result that you change the destinies of communities and countries.
So with your experience, already you have been there for 20 years doing this. And how many more years is it going to take to really shake up the whole society? I know it's
You see, it's a minute problem, sir. Look at our populations. Pakistan has a population of 180 million. Some people say 200 million. There could be 50 million children. Okay, 5 crore children. 25 million children out of schools. So it's not a small. Similarly, I don't know the India's percentage, but generally speaking,
it is
so mammoth. And this is not a small. So our job is now to influence the government, because the government schools are not operating with the way they should be operating. The teachers are not attending the classes. and the children are not being supervised, they're not good books, so their result is not so good.
So the approach your school has taken, your school system has taken, is a very progressive approach. And also, I mean, I was very impressed when you said that the 50% kids are boys and 50% are
Right.
girls. And the co-ed in elementary school and, you know, in the school system in India or Pakistan is a very bold initiative.
bold.
Has there been any opposition to
No
that?
opposition.
No opposition.
No opposition.
Hmm.
You see, like I said, that when you take the community into confidence,
Hmm.
that means that your stakeholders,
Hmm.
the girls and boys coming from there,
Hmm.
and alhamdulillah, there's never been an incident. You know, the system is such, the boys and girls sitting next to each other with utter respect.
Hmm.
There's never been a problem where a boy has even touched a girl or, given a wrong word to a girl.
Mm.
That way,
Mm.
so the confidence of the community is there, that this is a very safe place
Mm.
for both boys and girls to come and study. And they will not allow anybody to harm such things. So nobody, like I said, that Pakistan, there's every time you hear story coming out.
Sure.
But alhamdulillah, we have never had any problems where the school has been shut down or school has been stoned or burned down. Never.
Mhm. What about if I ask you, with your experience, that if you give us a 3 advice, that what are the 3 things which any country which really wants to change the society and system, they should do?
Well, this totally, I think that educate that any nation.
Mhm.
We know that the proverb, the old proverb about educate one woman,
Mhm.
and she'll educate the whole family, whole generation.
Mhm.
So I would say that no child,
Mhm.
because that's the right of every child to be in school
Mhm.
and get educated.
Mhm.
So primarily, but education has to be relevant to that country.
Mhm.
I have to give them that education which helps that a child and makes the child more helpful to the country for the progress.
Mhm.
You can't have an alien curriculum or alien
Mhm.
education for India or for Pakistan or for Bangladesh, one thing. Secondly, you should give them best possible technology.
Mhm.
We have now embarked on giving tablets and, for our teachers. We're
Sure.
starting with a teacher's evaluation or capacity building through tablets.
Mhm.
And we have partnered with the Khan Academy
Mhm.
in California,
Yeah, amazing.
where we are create. So give them. Don't consider that the poor children need poor education.
Mm.
We have to give them the best education
Mm.
which our children get.
Sure.
Secondly, thirdly, skills. Where children are not academically oriented, give them the possibility of going and getting vocational training.
Mhm.
You have seen the example in India, IIT, how
Sure.
successful it has been,
Sure.
and how they have penetrated
Hmm.
not only into India but
All
into
over, sure.
all over the world.
Yes.
So these are the 3 salient features of my
Mhm.
experience. How anywhere, it's not necessarily South Asia,
Sure.
Africa,
Sure.
Latin America,
Yeah.
wherever they are.
Yeah.
These are the 3 things. If you can, then there is no stopping.
Also, there is another issue in I'm sure I know about it differently in India, and could be in whole South Asia, is the child labor. Like kids are young, and
Right.
parents rely on them.
Right.
Have you faced anything
Yes.
child labor
Yes.
issues in your
Yes.
schools?
Yes. Yes.
And how have you dealt with that?
Like I can only say this, that where their communities are very poor and where there is no food on the table, it's very difficult for them to survive.
Mhm.
And though I don't advocate, I don't sort of support child labor, but you cannot stop.
Mhm.
You see, a
Mhm.
hungry stomach does not
Mhm.
stop at anything. So I feel that what we have done is that we do not want to make our system fail. So what we have been positive about it.
Mhm.
We keep telling them that, look here, children are not supposed to work, but if at all you think that they are supplementing the family, we will allow the child, send him to, if he is working in the morning, send him to the school in the afternoon.
Mhm.
If he is working in the afternoon, send him in the morning. At least the child, if he gets educated, he will be best at what he is doing.
So you have a different sessions in this school?
Yes.
Okay.
We have got morning shift and the afternoon shift. So that is the way we try to get the maximum number of children into our schools from their village.
Mhm. Now, can this model be replicated in other countries?
Anywhere in the world,
Are you-
especially in South Asia.
Sure, okay.
Because South Asia, it's so relevant.
Mhm.
Because and we are open if anybody wants to take up our system. There is. I'm not here to do any business or any work. This is free of cost. Be prepared to help them if they want. Obviously, they have to translate it in their own language. There has to be a group of people who I can't go and work for them there. I can give them the software. I can give them the training manuals. I can give everything what our experience has been for the last 20 years.
Mm. Now, what will be your one call or urge from the Pakistani diaspora here in the US?
I can only say that TCF is a transparent organization. TCF is a very professionally managed organization.
Mm.
I am not running TCF. I am only sitting on the board.
Mm.
I only provide the vision and we give the guidance. But the people who work for TCF, we've got 14,000 people working for TCF today in Pakistan. And there is a whole lot of volunteers all over the world collecting the money. But running the organization is like a corporate entity.
Is there any opportunity, for example, say some people from Pakistan here, if they want to go and teach there in the schools?
Anytime. Well, teaching is such case not a short-term thing because you need to train the teachers.
Okay.
You need the teachers have to follow.
I should say,
but they can come volunteer. Yes.
Volunteering.
We have a volunteer program.
Mhm.
We have got volunteer program from students from many colleges and universities from the US go to Pakistan in the summer holiday and they come and work in our school. But that part is their summer programs. Sometimes they're clay modeling, sometimes they're teaching the children computers, sometimes they're giving English language lessons, and there are many other programs. And even there are regular volunteers who live in Pakistan who can come and assist in the office. The IT experts and the financial experts, internal audit experts. So a lot of time you've got so many volunteers working for us. But my message to the diaspora, Pakistan diaspora, come and see the schools. Whenever you come to Pakistan, come and visit, see our schools, and you have to rally around good causes. Because our cause is absolutely transparent and open.
What about meals? Do you?
No, we do not.
We don't prepare meals. Yeah.
Our job is still very, very tough, you know,
Yeah,
because
okay,
we've
sure.
got so many
Sure.
children and so many. We do not, I don't know, we
Okay.
have no sort of.
Okay. So basically,
program.
kids they bring their own
Yeah,
food
well,
and all.
they don't bring their own food, but they
They
have
eat.
whatever little they can get from
They-
their homes.
Okay.
And then, of course, they've got some pocket money when they buy from the tuck shop, some small
Sure.
things.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the kind of
Excellent. Now the big fundraising gala is coming here in
Right.
Boston. I
Right.
think next month.
stuff next month.
And so, what is your message to that gala?
My message to the gala is that I'm going to pray for them. That it's a grand success. And there are a lot of community from not only the Pakistani, but the whole South Asian community should participate, should join hands. And you know, this is a cause, it's not a Pakistani cause.
Sure, absolutely.
Education is something which is universal.
You know, sure.
And I want that everyone should hold their hands, make a human chain, and support education, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, wherever they are, children. And we should assist each other help. So I would like everyone from Boston and the Pakistan diaspora to come in large numbers.
Excellent. Perfect. Thank you very much for coming.
I'm
And
very glad I was here and thank you
excellent.
for
No,
giving me
and
this
sure,
opportunity.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Good. The one, I might add it or might cut it in an interview, is can you talk about the budget of how much is the annual budget?
$30 million.
30 million.
$30 million
US dollars.
US dollars is the annual budget for Citizen Foundation, just to
Okay.
run it.
To run it, okay.
Building-
Well, excellent.
Building is separate.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.